Hi everyone, Kaary here. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing great today. So today I'm building something that was kind of inspired by one of Lil Sims's videos, because a few days ago she built a wedding venue using only luxury party, and I had in my list to build a wedding venue, so I wanted to do it anyways, and I actually felt kind of inspired by that build. I don't own luxury parties, so I cannot use it, but I'm using a lot of different packs here. So I decided to build a wedding barn. I looked for a lot of pictures in Pinterest, and I came up with a lot of different ideas for this build. So I took the inspiration from kind of 4 or 5 different pictures. From the inside and the outside, and also I added some things that I thought would look good in this kind of build. This is built in a 40 by 40 or 40 by 30 lot. I don't remember exactly, but you can see it there in Brindleton Bay. So this is the world that actually looks closer to this kind of country style that I was looking for this build. So I thought this would be like the perfect world to build this wedding barn. You can see now that the structure is almost finished, but I painted it with red because I thought it's a barn. Barns tend to be red, like the ones you see on TV and stuff. But then I changed it. Later I changed it to the wood paneling that comes with Eco Lifestyle, because I don't think this is suitable for a wedding style, so I just changed it lately. I also used a lot of these Realm of Magic windows with these patterns on the glass, because I don't use them really often. I use them more in the black and white swatches, the more modern ones. But I thought for this kind of build it looked appropriate, so I used them, and I think they look really good. I don't know what you think, guys. Here I'm working with some debug items to create these beams in here. This is a really tall build. It's built with the tallest wall height on the first floor, so it's really tall, and I wanted to do something to make sure that you can appreciate that. And I don't know, working with these beams, I thought it was a nice idea, and I placed a lot of plants and candles and a lot of color here, because I wanted this to look rustic and country-like. So this is not kind of a fancy style. It's more like a rustic one, but still looks really elegant, I would say. Here I'm placing, I tried to build like a scenario or something like that with what are they called? The foundations, but I just couldn't make it work, so I decided not to go for that and just use this carpet here. And here I'm placing some fairy lights. You will see a lot of them, but I just cut a lot of the parts because it was too repetitive, and I thought it would be boring for you to see that so many times. So you will see just a few things, and then you will see this. That I think that's one of the most beautiful ways you can see this build, actually, because there's a lot of light in here and it looks really natural. I like the way these fairy lights work because they remind me a lot of the stars in the sky. So I don't know, it just gives me that vibe, and that's what I was looking for when I built this. So I hope you think the same, or of course if you think differently, you can tell me, please let me know. So I placed these rose petals that are actually a rug. They came with City Living, I think. Yeah, I think so. I don't use them. I don't remember using them before, but I'm pretty sure I used them in the last wedding venue that I built. It's quite different from this one, because the other one was more like an open concept, like a park or something like that. This is more structured in a way. It has some separations from the different parts, so it's different. But if you saw my video in which I built the other wedding venue, please let me know which one you prefer. I personally prefer this one. I think it's more of my style, the things that I actually like the most. So I'm placing these lights here on the second floor. Of course I deleted the roof in there, but the ceiling actually, and I had to place it again because otherwise those lights would be floating. And I'm placing these candles. They're from City Living as well. Yeah, they're from City Living. I don't remember using them in the past, just like in my tree house. I think I used them, but I think they really suit this style. You see that I placed a lot of flowers, a lot of plants inside this area of the build. But as I said before, I just kept the pink and white colors for this build, and the only pops of yellow that you see are the lights and the candles. I didn't want this to look like a church, but I think it kind of does. It kind of gives me that vibe, but it still feels different. I don't know what you think. Please let me know. I don't know why I placed that statue there. I just thought it looked nice. If we had one that was facing the other side, I would have placed it here as well, but we don't have one. So I'm placing here a lot of candles. I changed the color from the basic white to some pink. We have some, I think, 2 types of pink in these candles, so I changed the color to that one. But there's just really a lot of repetition in the inside. I placed, as I said, a lot of plants, just trying to keep it as colorful as possible and to cover those beams without making it look overwhelmed, maybe, I don't know. But here I'm placing this light that came with Parenthood. Yeah, I don't know, you let me know if you think it's too much in terms of lighting, but I think it looks nice. Here I'm placing more of these dine out tables, because these are tables, right? You can place things on the top of them, so I think they're like end tables, I think they're called. I don't know. But here I thought of placing more of the ivy from Jungle Adventure that you will see me place on the outside of this build, but I didn't. I thought it was too much, so I changed it from this butterflies from kid stuff, I think, maybe toddlers. I'm pretty sure it's kid stuff, kids room stuff, but I don't know. And here you'll see me changing the color. There it is. I changed the color, and this is the color that actually ends up having this build, and that's the roofing as well. I changed it. I don't use light colors in the roofing because I'm used to the dark ones and I think they suit better, but for some reason I liked it in the light ones here, almost a white one. But I actually tried with a white one, but it was too much white. So I changed it for this one that it's kind of a yellow orange kind of color, and then I placed that ivy. Is it ivy? Can you tell me, guys, if that's ivy? Because I don't know the exact name for that plant, but that comes with Jungle Adventure, as I said before, and I always thought it came with Romantic Garden. I don't know, it gives me the vibe from the Romantic Garden plants, so I don't know. But I tend to use the Romantic Garden plants that you saw there a lot. And I think the ones from Jungle Adventure, I used it once or twice. I don't think that I used them more than twice. But here I'm placing a lot of plants in here because one of the pictures that I saw actually had a lot of plants in there, and I thought it looked really nice and it really suited the style that I was going for. And here I'm placing more of these fairy lights from either kids' room or toddlers to make this path. So I thought from this would actually show you the path that the groom and the bride, or the bride and bride, or the groom walked to get to the aisle. And I placed these plants here. I don't know how they're called, but they came with seasons, I think. And I placed a lot of them inside and outside, and also this wall divider from Eco Lifestyle. And here I built the outside part of this build, and also I add here another room, and this is a kitchen, and it has 2 bathrooms as well, because as I don't have luxury party, I couldn't use those like tables that you just pay like 250 simoleons and you get a lot of food and your Sims can just eat and stuff, and that kind of chocolate fountain or something like that. So I had to make a kitchen for your Sims to make the cake and cook and stuff, the food for the guests. So there's not so much going on here. It's just everything is just white. I thought the contrast with the inside of the build was huge, and I liked it actually. So this kitchen ends up having 2 stoves, a fridge, a sink, and a lot of counter space, also a trash can. So I don't know, maybe you just need to hire, I think, one person to cook, but I don't know, that person kind of cooks a lot. When I play this game and I have these kind of events and I just hire someone, that someone like cooks a lot, like 4, 5, 6 dishes. So I thought that person would need a lot of space to place the dishes. So here I'm cluttering this shelf that came with laundry day. I don't use it often. I actually really like it. It's one of my favorite shelves, but I don't always use it because I always tend to forget that I have it in game. And as it's more of like a country kind of style, I don't have the room for it too often. But I think if I keep on building more kind of rustic and country kind of builds, I'm gonna keep on using it. I just have to remember that I have it because I tend to forget about that. Here is the outside, so I place a lot of tables for the guests, also the couple. I place the piano that I think it's one of the unlocked items, but I don't know how you can get it. I don't know. But I place this first. You have like 9 tables, and then I delete the one in the middle because they need lights in here as well. So I place a lot of these fairy lights, and they are just like centered in the middle. So I placed 2 more chairs in there, and of course the large table in there is for the couple. And here I'm placing this rug that came with Get Famous. I don't know what's the idea for that rug. I don't understand it actually. I don't know how you use it, but I just thought it would give some like a different pattern and texture to this part of the build. But then I thought that it was too much white. Actually, I think it's too much white on the outside, so I changed the color of the tables, the guests tables, into a yellow one. But it actually, you don't see it actually. It's kind of difficult to see it because it's in the bottom part of the table, and actually it's covered by the chairs, so you don't see it that much. But this is what I did with the lights that I said before. So there's a lot of lighting here. And I'm in love with these fairy lights. I just love them so much. I think they're just beautiful and they fit every place that you want to place them. Here I'm building this path in here using these rocks or stones from the debug menu, because there's no way to get to this part from the inside of the build, so you just have to go outside and then go to this part, this area. And here I do something that I was regretting. That is playing a lot with these lights from Eco Lifestyle and building this kind of starry night, maybe. That's the idea. And if you look at from the far, it looks like kind of balloons or something like that. But at night it looks beautiful. So when I took the screenshots from at night, I thought it was worth it. It took me so long to do that. And also, as this is a park, I had to place some stuff that wouldn't fit this kind of style or this kind of build, but I had to place them anyway to make this build functional. And it was the chess table. I actually placed the chess table, but you don't see it because it's under the tree. So as I sat down and then I placed it under the tree, and you saw me fiddling with those rocks. I tried to do something that I've seen actually in a lot of the Sim streams videos, that is to size up that rock and then just play with the terrain paint to make a perfect circle. But then I couldn't delete the rocks, so I don't know how she does it, but I'm gonna study that because I want to know. So that's pretty much it. So remember to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed this speed build, and also follow me on social media. The links are in the description down below, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Enjoy the screenshots. Goodbye. The night